Now let's take a look at how the US media is reacting to the trade deal announcement. Let me take you through that, viewers. Now let's look at the US media coverage. The Wall Street Journal, let's talk about that. US will cut tariffs on India to 18% in trade deal. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi also agrees to stop buying Russian oil and boost American purchases, according to Trump. So that's the article that they've printed out there for you, that we have up on the screen. Now, despite Trump's tariffs is what we're talking about, Trump announces initial trade deal with India, is what the New York Times has said, and the agreement was short on details. But President Trump said India had promised to stop buying Russian oil and would buy more US products for a reduction on tariffs. The arrangement diffuses the tariff tensions that Mr. Trump had escalated against India last year and cements a cozy relationship between Mr. Trump and India's leader, Prime Minister Modi. Among the topics that Mr. Trump said the two leaders discussed on Monday was ending the war in Ukraine. He said Mr. Modi would instead buy oil from America and potentially from Venezuela. So a cozy relationship is what the New York Times has said, viewers. Now let's talk about the Washington Post. US and India seal trade deal after months of diplomatic tensions. Relations between the two countries were expected to reach new heights during Trump's second term, but soured rapidly after India's conflict with Pakistan in May and the president's decision to single out India for becoming a leading global customer of Russian oil. While key details about the deal remain unclear, it represents a much-needed boost for Washington and New Delhi, said Michelle Kingelman, a senior fellow for South Asia at the Atlantic Council. That's what the Washington Post says. Let's go to Fox News. Now, Trump says US and India agree to trade deal to lower tariffs. Announcement follows phone call with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He claimed Modi agreed to stop buying Russian oil and instead increase purchases from the US and potentially Venezuela. The Trump administration had initially imposed a 25% tariff on India in August over its continued purchase of Russian oil. So that's what is coming out of Fox News, viewers. Now let's talk about CNN. CNN says that Trump slashes tariffs in India after he says Modi agrees to stop buying Russian oil. That will be a tall task. India has been importing roughly 1.5 million barrels of Russian oil each day, even months after Trump placed tariffs on Indian goods as punishment. According to Kepler, global trade data provider, Russian oil makes up more than a third of India's overall imports. That's CNN, viewers. Now, CNN has also said that it's not clear, however, how long that transition may take. Venezuela's oil infrastructure is dilapidated and requires about a decade of work and tens of billions of investment dollars to return it to more than 3 million barrels a day output that it had achieved before the country's socialist government took control in 1999. So that's additional information that's coming out of CNN. And we've showed you what the media across the world is really saying about this very key, very important deal.